In this lecture, I'm going to talk with you about optimizing your word screen real estate, or in other words, taking advantage of the entire screen. You'll understand what I'm talking about once we get started. So let's jump over to my Windows desktop. The last time that I left you, we'd added Word to the Windows taskbar, and now we can start it just by left-clicking on it on the taskbar, and up comes Word. Unfortunately, it's so small, the screen, that we can't even see what we've written. So the first screen optimization method that I'm going to talk with you about is expanding the Word window to fill the whole screen. This is the way that you should write, especially when you're pounding out the text. Now, the only time you should run Word in a small window like this is if you're comparing two windows side by side. Otherwise, run Word full screen. And by the way, the little green G in the lower right-hand corner of Word that's following me around and will be following me around all through the whole course is Grammarly, which is always there checking my spelling as I write. Now, to expand the Word window to full screen, just hit the square in the upper right-hand corner of the window, and you'll have Word running full screen. But we still have a problem. There's a lot of gray space, a lot of wasted space here. Well, to handle that, you go to your View by selecting the View menu. Here you can see I've got View selected, and down comes the View ribbon. And on it is the zoom area. Here I can pick whether I want to see one page, which is what we're seeing now. We're seeing an entire page, its width and height, or multiple pages, or page width, which is what I prefer that will fill the screen. Let's click on page width. And as a result, we're now seeing the page taking up the entire width of the editing window. Now, this made the words gigantic, but don't worry, because I'm about to take up some word on the left with the navigation pane. This is a pane that I use to navigate around the document. And I get it by going to the View menu, and on the Show part of the ribbon, I click the navigation pane box, and up pops the navigation pane. Now, I entered a chapter heading into the text of the document so that you could see the chapter headings show up in the navigation pane, and I can click on them to advance through the document or go to a particular chapter. So as I add new chapters, they accumulate in the navigation pane and allow me to navigate between them. I can even reorganize the document using the navigation pane. So I always like to have it displayed on the left, and that took up a little bit of real estate, but we could afford it. Now we've got this vertical real estate. We've got the ribbon, and when we're typing, we don't always want to see the ribbon. Well, just click on the little down arrow over to the right, and instead of Always Show Ribbon, you can click on Show Tabs Only. Now, when we click on that option, the ribbon collapses. Now the ribbon will only expand when we select a menu item. Speaking of selecting menu items, when we do select a menu item, the ribbon drops down, and we can go back over to the right to the down arrow again and select Always Show Ribbon if we want to see the ribbon. Now, I like to have the ribbon always being shown when I'm formatting a document and doing a lot of editing that uses the ribbon. When I'm just typing away and writing a document, I like to collapse the ribbon and get the extra screen real estate. So this is my optimum typing environment in Word. I have the window running full screen. I'm showing the page full width in the editing pane. I'm showing the navigation pane on the left, which now allows me to navigate through the document, and I've collapsed the ribbon so it gives me some extra vertical space. I recommend that you experiment with setting this up in Word and see how you like typing in it. This has been Optimizing Word Screen Real Estate.